If you've come to your mat, let your eyes close. This is time for you to take care of yourself. Listening to what your body needs, and then offering that to yourself. Sweep through your body with your awareness. Find the pockets of tension across your forehead and eyes, in your jaw. Maybe roll your head side to side to release tension from the neck. Adjust the shoulders, arms. Feel down through the length of your back into your hips and buttocks, down through your legs to your toes. If your back is achy, try bending your knees. We're coming to the breath, focusing on the breath. Start to lengthen the inhale and exhale. The next time you come to the end of your inhale, take an extra sip of breath. Draw the inhale out a little bit longer. And then make your exhale a little bit longer. Let your abdomen draw in at the end of the exhale, as if you could squeeze out a little bit more breath. Two more conscious breaths. And then bend your knees, feet on the ground. Your arms are down here by your side, palms down. And on an inhale, you'll float your arms over your head. It doesn't matter if they touch the floor or not. That'll be your inhale. And exhaling, you'll float your arms back down. Inhale. Exhale, float down. Inhale, reach up. Do that one more time. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, the arms come down along the sides of the body. Your heels are under your knees. Walk your shoulder blades onto the back. And now flowing bridge. We inhale the hips up and exhale, roll the spine down. Inhale. Exhale, roll down. One more time, inhale the hips up. Exhale, roll the spine down. Keep your arms at your side. Keep your knees bent. Reach your right leg straight up to the ceiling. Pull the toes towards you. Feel the stretch through the back of your right leg. Hands and arms are on the ground. Pressing your low back towards the floor. Gently push down through your left foot. And now we will lift and lower the right leg. You can inhale in either direction and exhale in the other direction. Do what feels natural, trying to move with the breath. Keep your low back pressing into the ground. 2 more breaths. Return your right foot to the floor with the knee bent. Feel your thighs relax, your shoulders and arms relax. Take a deep breath with that belly soft. Extend your left foot up to the ceiling, pulling the toes towards you, pressing through the heel. Pressing your back towards the ground. Begin to lift and lower your left leg. Connect the movement to breathing. But see if you can also maintain an awareness of your back pressing towards the ground, maybe hugging in through the core. We'll do 2 more. Breathe deep with it. Return your left foot to the ground. Relax your shoulders, your arms, relax your belly. With the belly relaxed, take a deep breath. Feel as if the breathing is coming through the whole torso. Hug in through your belly, pick both feet up off the ground. Reach both feet up to the ceiling. Pull the toes towards you, press out through the heels. Begin to feel the work of this pose. Holding here. Continue to engage your core, maybe pressing the arms into the floor. Notice the difference when you try to breathe deep with the core engaged. One more breath. I'm going to hug both knees in. Send the heels, the feet back up. Stretch the legs up, pull the toes towards you. And then let the legs come back in, hug back in. If you would like, you can have your arms at your sides and just pump the legs up and down. Inhaling, reaching through the legs and feet. Exhale, the thighs fold down. 2 more. One more time. Reach the feet up. And now hug the legs in. Take your arms out to a T and let the knees rock over halfway to one side, just halfway. Pull back up to the center and let the knees rock over to the other side, just halfway. Try to have your shins parallel to the floor as you come back to the center. Holding that position as you go halfway to the other side. Back up into the center. Halfway to the other side. Back up to the center. One more time each side. Exhale. And come back to center. Hugging your knees in. Feet come down to the ground. Send the legs down long and reach your arms overhead. Hold here. Feel the sensation of the deep breath through the rib cage. Some of you know how to do a yoga roll up. You lift the arms, you lift the head, the shoulders, the back, and you just roll up to seated. But sometimes we can't do that. We roll to our side and come up to seated. Legs are out in front. Arms are reaching out, thumbs are up. Coming up tall. Inhale the arms up by the ears. Exhale, reach, slowly coming forward. If that hurts your back, bring your arms down first and then reach towards your toes. This is the first time your back is rounding. Notice the sensations coming across and down the back. Notice the sensation of a deep breath. If your back is achy, let the hands come to the ground and drag them across the floor to sit up. If you want to use your core, lift the arms out in front of you. Hug in through the core. Inhale, lifting up, reaching the arms up. And release the arms down. Bringing yourself over to your hands and knees. Moving through cat-cow. When we're cold, deep breathing will begin to warm the body. Stay conscious of the breathing. Find your neutral spine. Tuck your toes under. And lift to downward facing dog. Your whole core has to engage. The muscles of the arms engage. The muscles of the back engage. Find alignment in your downward dog that feels solid for you. We're going to slowly start to lift that right leg behind us. We're in three-legged down dog. Return your right foot to the floor, back to hands and knees, and either cat-cow or child's pose for 5 breaths. Find neutral. If you're in child's pose, back up to hands and knees. Downward facing dog. You know you're going to lift your left leg, so find solid down dog. Try not to rock into your right hand. Try to stay equal through the hands and shoulders. And feel your left leg float up behind you. And hold. One more breath. Float the left foot back down, hands and knees. Bring your right foot up between your hands. Knee over ankle. Toes tuck under, the left knee comes off the ground. Blocks are here if you need them. Start to lift. If you're using blocks, you turn the blocks up to the highest level. Arms are straight. If you're not using blocks, your hands climb up to your right thigh. You pick where you want to be. Hands on the right thigh, hands on the blocks, or maybe today you want to work the strength and you want to reach your arms first in front of you and then up beside your head, fingers spread wide, arms long. I'm going to take one more breath. Exhale, the hands are coming back down. The left knee comes down to the ground. Blocks come out of the way. Step back to a downward facing dog. Come forward to a plank. Let your knees and chest come down to the ground. Inhale for a small cobra. Hold this cobra pose. Shoulders come down away from the ears. Without moving your hands, pull back on the hands, engaging the shoulders properly, shoulder blades down. Release the cobra pose. Either push to hands and knees or downward facing dog. And however you want to get your left foot up between your hands. Blocks there underneath the hands if you want that. Knee comes off the ground. You pick where you want to be. Give me one more full breath here. Hands are going to come back down. However you want to get there, downward facing dog. Maybe you're going to drop your right knee to the floor first. However you want to get back there, downward facing dog. Out to plank. Knees and chest down to the ground. Tops of the feet press into the floor, lifting for a cobra. So if you can pull the hands back without actually moving them, you press back. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Long through the neck. Really lengthen through your neck. Release that cobra. Either hands and knees or downward facing dog. And then we're going to find our way to forward fold. Hands to beneath the knees. Spinal extension. Shoulders away from the ears. Folding back down. Bend the knees, inhale, reach your arms up. Extended mountain. Hands into heart center. Lace the fingers together, extend the index fingers up. And you're going to inhale and look up at your hands. Hold here. If looking up at the hands hurts your neck, keep your head straight. Return your chin to neutral, bring your hands to heart center and pause. Do that again. Inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, reach over to your right. Inhale back to the center. Exhale over to your left. Inhale back up to the top. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, up to standing. Pause up here at the top, enough to feel the back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Send your right foot back. Pivot the right foot. Have that bend in the left knee like we had before as you lift up to standing. So instead of my heel being off the ground, I've dropped my heel, making it different than we were doing before. Take your hands and go behind your back. Just hook the hands together somehow. If it's easy for you to get back there, go ahead and lace them if that's easy. If it's not easy, just hands on the back or hook onto a wrist. And start to fold. Bring your chest towards the inside of your left leg. You don't have to go very far. Some of you can go really far and you can drop. You can drop your rib cage to the inside of your left thigh. That's optional. Even just a small bend forward will begin to work the body, the back muscles. That left knee is bent, but if you need to straighten it because it's starting to get tired, you can. Give me one more breath. Now lift up, come all the way up. Release the arms and reach them to the front just like we did before and pull the arms up by your ears. It's a different hip stretch. If this is hurting anything, if it's hurting your hip, hurting a knee, then pivot and come back up onto the heel, lift the heel off the ground. This is warrior one. Breathe. It's a big hip opener. It's kind of hard to sometimes get the sensation to feel right through there. One more breath here as you pull your right rib cage to face the front of your mat. Right rib cage, pulling front, reaching up, hands come down to the floor. Step back, Downward facing dog. Come back down to hands and knees and child's pose, or take a vinyasa. Come out to plank, to a cobra, to a downward facing dog. Let's walk our feet up to our hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reaching up. Hands into prayer. A half sun salutation here. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale the breath as you fold. Inhale to standing. Hands into prayer. Pause here. Step your left foot back. Pivot the foot out slightly. Remember, it's as if your feet are on railroad tracks, not on a balance beam, but one foot towards the right, left foot towards the left. Bend this front knee. Hands come behind your back. For some of you, you're able to lace and hook the fingers behind the back. Maybe hands on the back, grabbing a wrist. Right knee bent. Straighten the elbows if you can. Start to lean forward. Just bringing your shoulders forward transfers the weight into the front leg. You may stay there or start to lower down, making it harder for your leg. You're strengthening. Maybe bringing your rib cage. You can let it rest on the right thigh. If you want to work harder, bring it to the inside of the right thigh. Notice if you're gripping the hands too much. And now inhale, root down through the leg. There's strength. That's a strength pose. Come back up. Release the arms out in front. Float the arms up by your head into this warrior one. It's okay if you need to change the position of your back foot. It looks good. Very good. One more time. Bring this left side of the rib cage. Think about it coming forward to face the front of the mat. Some people like to look up in this pose. That's balance. To look up at the ceiling. Hands come down to the ground. Step back. Maybe you have to drop your left knee. Then pull the right foot back. Maybe your body is asking for child's pose for 5 breaths. Or maybe you want to vinyasa. To go from down dog to plank to cobra to downward facing dog. Feel a deep breath. We've been opening the ribs over and over. Yoga is so much about deep breathing. Everyone finding their way to a standing forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Soft knees, inhale. Hands to prayer. Mountain pose. Find a focal point in front of you. Fix your eyes on a spot. Shift the weight of the body into the left side. Lift the right knee. Either stay here or flex the right foot and try to extend it in front of you. It can be down really low. Depends how strong and how flexible this leg and hip are. My hands are staying at prayer. You could also take the arms out wide. I have 2 more breaths to go. Release. Right foot beside left. Cleansing breath. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. Shifting the weight into the right leg. Stay up tall, hug your core in. Rock over into that right leg as you lift. Find your focal point. Fix your eyes on one spot. You may stay here. You may reach the arms wide. And you may extend. It's okay to lower the leg, even if it's just off the ground a tiny bit. Two more breaths. If you fatigue, just come out of it. Return your left foot to the ground. Shake it out if you need to. Find the top of your mat. Hands to prayer. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Hands to the ground as we step back to hands and knees. So we're going to do one more thing for arm strength. My fingers are spread wide. My hands happen to be under my shoulders. But if your wrists bother you, you might need to walk them out a little bit in front of the shoulders. I'm going to keep my knees on the floor, kind of walk them back, and then I'm picking my feet up off the floor with my knees bent, or I'm keeping the tops of my feet on the floor with my knees bent. But notice that my knees are not here. They could be. If I feel tired today or I'm hurting through my wrists, they could be there. But I intentionally walk them back. So I have that angle. You may hold here. I already started timing. You may just continue to hold here, or you may try to do push-ups. You may come down and come back up. If you're not a fan of push-ups, you're just going to hold. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, child's pose. Beautiful. We're going to come down onto our backs. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Take your arms out to a T, really wide. Think about this as core work. Flex your right foot to keep the leg active, knee supported. Pick your left foot up off the ground. Hover. Let your left foot hover. Feel that through your core. And now curl your legs in. And lower the left heel back out. You're flowing in and out. Curling in. Just keep moving in and out. And now the next time your left thigh comes in, take your hands and reach around your left thigh. And hold the pose. If you prefer keeping your left foot on the ground, you may. We're going to try to soften the shoulders, the hips, the belly. Beginning to have a sense of how yoga opens the body. The left foot comes down to the ground. Uncross. Bring your right ankle over your left knee. Arms are wide again. Hugging through your core. And lift the right foot, curling in as far as you can, make those thighs curl in. And then lower the foot back out. Moving in this way. I would try to connect the exhale to when the legs are coming in. The next time your right thigh comes in, reach your hands around that right thigh, hug it in, and begin to focus on relaxing your hips. Check in with your neck, back of the neck long. The right foot come down to the floor. Uncross. Arms are at your side, palms are down. Heels come under the knees. And we root down through the feet. And we lift up into a bridge and hold that bridge. Notice what it feels like to try to breathe deep. Your muscles are engaged, so the breath can't be as full. Roll the spine down to the ground. Feel your thighs and buttocks relax. Your knees are still bent, but let the thighs and buttocks relax. Take another deep breath with the belly relaxed. You might notice that it's a much longer inhale. And when you began your practice, maybe a longer, slower exhale. And let's take a spinal twist. The knees, pick your feet up, let your knees fall in towards you, your thighs, and then drop your knees to one side. Sometimes we discover our shoulders are tight, our back, our thighs. Use your props. Let's bring our knees to the center. Maybe rock side to side a little bit. And then let those knees fall to the other side. Really relax through the right leg, that bottom leg, or left, whichever way you went, whichever leg you have on the bottom. Feel that leg, the ankle, the knee, the hip. Everything softens. And the rest of the body follows suit. Letting go through shoulders and arms. Knees come back to the center. Hug your knees in. Maybe play with this. Maybe take the knees wide towards the armpits, or maybe like a happy baby, soles of the feet. Maybe you prefer cobblers with your feet on the ground, knees wide. That changes the back. The people who love back bends, usually cobbler's pose feels pretty good. For people who prefer forward folds and pressing the back into the ground, keeping the feet off the ground will flatten the back. Coming to relaxation when you're ready. Maybe the weight of a blanket on your belly, even a block resting on your belly. As you settle into relaxation, imagine your body making an imprint on the ground. Almost like as if you were laying on a piece of memory foam, sinking in, letting go. Let your eyes relax. Relax your jaw. Try to sense the arms as heavy. The legs as heavy. Now begin to try to hear the sound of your breathing. Begin to notice the sounds around you in your space. And just allow the sound to come to your ears. If your knees can be bent, bend your knees. It depends what position you are in. Begin to rock the knees side to side, maybe space between your feet. And then let's hug our knees in. If you're already on your side, just curl up in the fetal position. Rolling to your side. And coming up to seated. Hands to our hearts. Close your eyes and take one more conscious breath. Our life unfolds moment by moment. Our life unfolds breath by breath. Namaste.